And so finally we come to the end of our American trip story from 2017. It's going to include all of the pictures that we got of swimming with dolphins, which includes Lloyd, Sarah and myself, and our lovely handler. However, I cannot remember her name. I can't even remember the name of the dolphins. I'm such a horrible person. But I'm really glad that I at least got to experience this. Maybe not in the best environment, but I still really enjoyed getting a chance to go. So I'm not actually going to start off with like the diving and stuff. I'm going to start off with the previous, what was going on in the background. So we left really early from Vallejo to go to Six Flags in the area, because there's Six Flags all over the country. It's a giant kind of like theme park similar to Alton Towers, but this particular one had a dolphin show that went on every day. But because we were going in the off season, because it's February, the show didn't happen, so we were allowed to go swimming with the dolphins. So we arrived to Six Flags really early, and the swimming with the dolphins starts at 12, and then there was another one at 4 in the afternoon, I believe, but we couldn't get to that one. So we were standing outside, and there was a group of kids apparently there for doing the same thing that we were. And it was very interesting hearing them skipping about and shouting and everything. But we did wait, and eventually we were allowed into a classroom. So before you're allowed to go swimming with the dolphins, you have to go through a conservation kind of thing, which is really cool, but at the same time was geared very much towards the kids in the room. There wasn't anything to do with like how we could actually help as adults or anything like that, which I was a little bit upset with. And I think they need to improve that when there are adults in the room, or maybe have some leaflets that they could hand out. But it was a minor quibble for me because the day was still really amazing. So after we'd been to the schoolroom, and we had to go and put on possibly one of the most unflattering pieces of clothing I have ever worn in my entire life. This was, as you can see, the waterproof suits that we've been wearing the entire time. I say waterproof, it's they're not really waterproof obviously, but they're designed to keep you warm and all that kind of stuff. And I had a really interesting yet weird interaction with one of the handlers, not diver. So as most of you may know, I wear a bone charm around my neck that never comes off, and I used to wear a blue charm bracelet that again was actually tied to my wrist. They've never come off until this point, and when she said, like, well, you're going to have to remove them to go swimming, I was like, okay, fine, I'll do that. And she kept being really kind of like, are you sure? You know, I mean, I can't let you go swimming with the dolphins without it. And it's like, do you have a knife or a pair of scissors? You know, I'm not giving up on swimming with dolphins because you're being squeamish about something that has never come off my neck, you know, ever. So and I've done like roller coasters and swimming and diving with these things on, but you know, I was going to follow the rules. But it was just weird how she kept trying to get me to not do it. It was just really strange. So after this bizarre little occurrence, we then managed to finally go and meet the dolphins for the day. We had to walk through the park wearing our suits, and that was a little bit weird. The amount of little weird looks we got, but we got the entire show area to ourselves. And that pool was deep. It was big as well. Doesn't look that big, but there's a lot of it behind us as well. The dolphins were really, really happy to see us. They were like coming up to the glass, and you could put your hand on the glass, and they were following your hands around. So they were really excited to see us. It wasn't like they were just being kept in a place and being mistreated. They did look a little bored at points, which I was worried about, but at the same time they did seem really happy too, if that makes any sense. We didn't get into the pool right away, as you can probably tell from some of these photographs. We did actually have to meet and greet the dolphin that we were dealing with. There were 4 dolphins in the pool. We interacted with one, another one interacted, and there was 2 groups. One interacted with one dolphin, one interacted with another dolphin, and they kept cutting and changing so that the dolphins never really had to interact with us if they didn't want to, which was quite nice. They were giving them the option of not wanting to play with us if they didn't have to, you know, if they didn't want to, which was really nice. We got to stroke the dolphins, we got to hold hands with the dolphins, as you can see. We were taught some of the easier commands that we could give the dolphins, such as dance, wave, all that kind of stuff, which was really good to see. And the dolphins, like I said, sometimes seem bored, but if they were too bored, they had that option of swapping out with another dolphin. And if no dolphins wanted to play, then no dolphins wanted to play. That was kind of the whole thing behind the handlers. They did say we can't make them do anything, so if they don't want to, we won't make them, which was nice. So after I did a little bit of the trainer stuff and got a couple of photos like this post one here, we then actually got to get into the water with the dolphins. Now, we were asked several times if we were really strong swimmers before we did this, because obviously if you let go, the dolphins, you'd be in the dolphins enclosure and you could be in danger. Very unlikely, but still they wanted to make sure. And I am a very strong swimmer. I really wanted to be able to just dive in there and swim around with them, but apparently that wouldn't be a good idea. So we had to hang on to the side with one arm, hold the other arm out to the dolphin, and then grab hold of the dorsal fin as they went past and get pulled along for a short way and then let go. That was actually really fun. After we did the swimming with the dolphins, the actual swimming, we then got to have another little go at like learning commands. We got some extra photo opportunities, and then we left basically. The handlers wished us goodbye. We went back, we got changed, we had a shower, and then excuse me, we got dressed and we decided to go for a walk around the park because we had free entry with the park that came with us going swimming with the dolphins. So we had a wander around, we picked up some more gifts for friends and family back home, and Sarah and I also rode on the Joker roller coaster. Before I get onto the Joker ride though, however, I want to just talk about why there's so many dolphin photos. Now, we did have photographers with us, and we were given the option of having one printed, one free with the actual experience, which is one that you probably see in the back of a lot of my like vlog videos where I'm sitting in front of my PC because it's up on my whiteboard. And all you could then have a deal for like 6, 10, or all of them. And we decided, the three of us together, we were going to order all of them and, you know, bring them home with us. So this is why there's a lot of pictures of the dolphins. There's no pictures of anything else, like going on the Joker ride or anything like that. We didn't have time to wait really, and we just got these and kind of left. And they're out of order because this is the order that they came off the disc with. So I hope you can forgive me for that. So the Joker is a really, really cool wooden roller coaster that has full 360 rollover and flips and short drops and 90-degree angles, and it was absolutely amazing. But true to form, when we got to the end of the ride broke down around us and we had to sit there for about 15-20 minutes waiting for it to get fixed. By this point we were like, okay cool, we need to get out because we have to get back to Lloyd so that we can get on the road to get to LA to make sure that we're back in time for the airplane flight. We did stay at Pismo Beach again with that really cool hotel, and then we got up and drove straight to the airport, and from there we waited for a good 2-3 hours, I believe it was, and then we got on the airplane and we came home, and that was literally my holiday to America. I want to say thanks to Sarah and Lloyd for arranging this trip because it was amazing fun. It was something that I've wanted to do for ages. Just going to see Sarah, I would really like to do it again. And hopefully I'll actually take some video if I ever go again. But I want to leave you with my 2 favourite pictures of the entire thing. And one of them is just a picture of the champagne glass and a glass of water. Just as it was a thing that Lloyd and I did in the airport on the way home. He had a nice bottle of water and I had a glass of, well, it's Prosecco, but it's champagne essentially, just not from the same region. And this picture of Sarah and I on the carousel in Disneyland.